Good morning, family. Happy Friday. I hope that you've all had an amazing week. It is the 20th of December. We are closing in now on Christmas. So the markets potentially could go a little bit more slower over this time, over this period of time. But let's get straight into the pairs and also the dollar. So firstly, we will start off with the dollar. I sent this into my Telegram yesterday to talk about what I think will happen, obviously going forward into next week. So currently right now, the first thought that I have and the first prediction is that we want to be seeing this area as our main 4 hour demand area. So as you guys can already see on the screen, I want to be able to see a movement away from this area. Yesterday, we was wanting the market to pull back a lot more. So we did have this small pullback. We did want to see the market come all the way into this and then make a move. We obviously didn't get that. So as you guys can see, we had what? We had the pullback, a little pullback, and then a move up, which caused another break of structure. So first things first, what we need to understand is this is our predominant area that we want to see the buys from. For USD, we want to see the uptrend carry on from here. If we do go lower, then obviously our next 4 hour target will be around this daily demand area just here. So pardon me, verse 4 is here. It is the 13,215.70 area. So that is where my eyes and my alerts is set for the dollar. And as you guys can see, this will lead straight on to GBP USD. So with GBP USD, you'll be able to see that the first 4 is here. We did have the pullback a bit more yesterday with GU. That obviously taps into the daily supply. I wanted to reach this 4 hour supply area up here. And we obviously did leave still some imbalance, but we didn't do that. And as you guys can see, let me just get rid of this. We did wick up into this last daily candle, which then the volume deteriorate and obviously break structure from a 4 hour. So from a 4 hour standpoint, GU is looking pretty clean. Obviously, this last 4 hour candle is quite big. So what I would be waiting for is, can we see a reaction out of the 4 if we do come into the 4 and not the 1? In order for us to participate. So looking for that 1 hour break or that 15-minute break for us to feel confident to obviously carry on this with a downside. But if I go to the 1 hour, you'll be able to see that I've refined it. Obviously, naturally, you can refine it right to the top of this candle, but I've refined it to these 2 candles just simply because in case we do come up here and we don't come right into the deep retracement and I miss out on the move. So that is first for GU. Keep your eyes out for that. As you guys can see, I've got little markers here so you can see what I can see. Now going over to EU, didn't really have the pullback that I expected yesterday. So first things first, this is my area that I want to see, this 4 hour demand area. Really, you can have this whole area, but the 4 hour or the daily demand area, I want to see the reaction that we always want to see out of here: inducement, liquidity sweep, institutional move, break of trend, change of trend, and then we want to participate selling this downwards. So that is what I predominantly want to see for EU, and also utilizing this high as liquidity. That is what I would like. If you think about this right now, it's not always guaranteed, but we do have liquidity above here. But we do also have all of this imbalance. So market likes to what? Seek liquidity, number 1, and number 2, rebalance itself. So again, we could punch above, but also understand that if we're looking at this right now, we are trapped between a 1 hour demand and a 1 hour supply. If I just drop down to the 1 hour, you'll be able to see that currently right now, we are trapped between this 1 hour demand area, 1 hour demand, and we're also in between this 4 hour supply. So predominantly, if we're following obviously the dollar, and if we want to see the dollar come into this, then do we believe that we're going to get the same amount of movement all the way up here? I don't necessarily think so. So my first thought would be with EU, is I would like to hedge. So if I could possibly get some sort of confirmation here for me to sell, and then also looking to buy around this area, that would be my predominant thought. The reason for that is because if you look at this buying scenario, what do we always say? We always say this is the move that we want to see. So we always say that we want to see inducement, build up a liquidity sweep, and then the move happen. That's what we want to see. That is the move. And if you look at this right now, we've got inducement. People would have been making their decisions, buying because it's in a 1 hour demand. We then have this wick that would have taken out all the stop losses, and then the institutional move that obviously broke this 15-minute structure. So with that being said, if the dollar carries on just going down and we don't react from the area, so if the dollar carries on, going down from here to rebalance this whole market, then yes, a good scenario would be to, position yourself inside of these cells. And I would predominantly, you can look from this whole leg for buys for obviously the 4 hour perspective. You can have this whole leg as 4 hour demand area. If you want to refine it, then obviously you can put it down to this last candle and cover this wick as a 1 hour. So this will be the 1 hour. And from the 4 hour, this will be it from here. 4 hour demand area. So we've got these two areas. And yeah, just be aware where we are trapped between demand and supply. And obviously supply is in control. The cells are in control. So it's not like this is, significant. We've not had a break. So realistically, in order to confirm this structure from a 1 hour, we would need to see obviously this area broke here. But again, if you're a bit more riskier and you're following the 15-minute trend a little bit more, this could be a potential good setup in case the dollar also wants to break this low and rebalance this whole market, which we will do eventually. We just don't know if it's going to be now or if it's going to be in the future. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully that makes sense as well. So let's move over to some of the next pairs. That is EU and GU. NU is pretty much the same. NU is pretty much the same. My 4 hour supply area is here. I'll be real with you. The way that this is moved, like the way that this whole trend has happened, I don't like it, because if you look on a smaller time frame, this is just a trend line liquidity. All this is just a clean trend line liquidity, which usually, as we know, the markets will tend to want to tap above that and usually react out of nothing that we can, that is clear to see, rather than a 4 hour clean supply that looks like a clean supply. So just be aware of that. I don't like the look of, like I said, NU, so I'm not going to talk too much into it. But if you want to, obviously, if we do break above this high, same as obviously EU, and you're a bit more confident, then what we can do is, let's say we do break above, you can obviously position yourself to, try and buy this up into these areas. So then you can at least hedge on the markets. If I drop down to the 1, you'll be able to see that we are in this demand area currently right now. And we have taken out these lows and we're having movement up. So yeah, predominantly what I'm looking for is that 1 hour to break for NU. But also we have obviously had this 15-minute break here. So if we do come back from a 15-minute standpoint, what we will get is we will get a movement from this whole leg. We will get a buying scenario from this 15-minute demand area. So that is one area that we can obviously look out for. As I always say to people, I would rather see a double break from a 15-minute. So with that being said, if you guys are like buying from here, I would want to see this high then get broken, and then that will give me the confidence to then buy this up. If you guys don't want to wait for this 1 hour break. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense to you guys on here. AU, let's see what we have got. Let's go to the 4 hour. Pretty much the same as I just said. AU, NU are very, very ugly, to be fair to you guys. We have obviously this 4 hour supply area, which is above the 50% pullback. So same scenario as pretty much NU. Can we see a break above this for a 1 hour? And then you guys will or should be confident enough to, buy this up into either this area or, carry on hedging in case we do go higher. So that is the first thought that we have for AU, which is the exact same. Again, if we drop down to the lower time frames, you'll be able to see that we've kind of left like equal lows here. We haven't really taken out any lows at all, apart from the Asian, but we have tapped into this little 15-minute demand area. So with this 15-minute demand area, you'll be able to see that we've tapped into this 15-minute demand, and now we're having some movement off. So with that being said, what I would then wait for, if you guys are confident enough to do that, is I would wait for pullback into this area for 15-minute. That is obviously a little bit more riskier because we've not got full-on confirmation, but we have had a 15-minute change of trend here. So with that 15-minute change of trend, you can, for one, the ones who are a little bit more risk averse, I would wait for this and then another break, and then I would try and participate in this area to buy up. For the ones who are double down on the risk averse, obviously wait for this 1 hour to break, and that should confirm them for you guys to participate in the buying upwards, because this is the main 1 hour structure that you do need to worry about. So hopefully that makes sense. Going over to USD CHF, you'll be able to see that we are close, very, very close to our 4 hour demand area. And I love how clean this is looking. I love how this demand area is looking. It's very, very clean. We could obviously refine this if we wanted to and be picky to this last candle. But I just want to see these last two candles because I would like to see the movement happen and the volume slow down on the lower time frames anyway. So this is my 4 hour demand area. We've got our 4 hour higher low and our 4 hour higher high. I've refined these little dots so you guys can start to see the trend a little bit more. But understand 4 hour, we obviously want to see a reaction from here. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the 1 hour, because as you guys can see that I've marked out, the 1 hour supply is in control. We obviously had the break, the volume up, then we had a break of this 15-minute here. Obviously not enough for you to catch a sell from, of course, because it's not enough confirmation. We then come up, tapped into this last buy candle, which is our supply. We then broke this trend again from here. So we had a double break. When we have a double break, it's extra confirmation. So now that you guys can see, what did we do? When we had that double break, we obviously had this volume down, created inducement. People would have been obviously buying and holding this. We created that inducement. We come down, we come back into our what? Our 1 hour demand supply area, which is these three candles here, our retracement. And now we've started to obviously move away from that. So again, what you guys need to understand is 1 hour supply is still in control. So 1 hour supply is still in control. So I would wait, not wait, but from a 1 hour perspective, we need everything in alignment. So what we always tell people, and please understand this, let's draw this out. So if we're in an uptrend on a 4 hour, like which we are for USD CHF, we're in this scenario right now. So this is our 4 hour. Let's make this big. We've got this 4 hour right now. Let's make it blue as well. So then you know it's uptrend. Now, on the 1 hour, in order for us to be in alignment, have extra confirmation, our 1 hour needs to basically, let me get rid of this color, it's annoying me. Right, let me get rid of that. So on the 1 hour, we basically need the 1 hour trend still in a downward trend. So the 1 hour is still doing this. So if the 1 hour is still doing this, all we need to understand is that the 1 hour is still in control. Now, what I mean by this is we need full alignment. So if our 4 hour higher low is here and our 4 hour higher high is here, and we are coming into a demand area, a 4 hour demand area, which let's say it's here, which is pretty much the same as what we've got right now. What we need to understand is realistically, we've got the 1 hour downtrend like this, and then we also should have the 50-minute downtrend, which will also be our problem 1 and problem 2. So let's say we've got this right now. So this is our 1 hour. Let me make this a different color. This orange, no, that's too close of a color. This light blue. This is our 15-minute. This is our 1 hour. This is our 4. So I understand that we have two problems. First problem and one confirmation is we want to see this 15-minute get broke. That is problem 1. Now, problem 2 is this 1 hour high. So what I mean by this is, let's say we're looking here. We naturally, if we get a 15-minute break, that's problem 1 solved. I will be comfortable in buying. But let's say the double confirmation is when we break that 1 hour high. Once we broke that 1 hour trend, then you should be 100% confident that now, not only is the 4 hour in an uptrend, we've also got the 1 hour in an uptrend and the 15-minute in an uptrend. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. That is when you're in full alignment. That's when you're flowing with the markets. Order flow is taking control. When the market's on a 1 hour retracement and you're in a 4 hour uptrend, we still have that unalignment, if that makes sense. So what I'd be waiting for currently is, let's say our 1 hour right now is here. That's our 1 hour, so that's problem 1. Now, what I'd be waiting for is a 15-minute break. So let's say, obviously, if we come into tap into this right now, then obviously we have to play into the fact that we've got a lot of volume, and this would be our high here from a 15-minute. So that'll be problem one, problem two. Now, what I would like to see happen before we tap into this, I would like to see us create some sort of like high like this, and that will be our problem one. And when we break it, that will then be our confidence to obviously take it, because this 15 minutes is a bit far away. So let's say that we can get some sort of pullback before we, fully move away from this area, then we could potentially look for like this being our 15-minute, if that makes sense to you guys. And when we break that 15-minute, that's problem one solved. Now we just need to wait for the 1 hour to break, but the 15-minute will be clean anyway. And when I say problem two being the 1 hour, what I mean is that obviously naturally with the 1 hour, we could just see the retracement happen. But still, if you guys have a nice risk management, you could catch a 1 to 3, so on and so on. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. But for you guys' sake, for now, obviously, this is my 15-minute problem one. This is my 1 hour problem one. When the 15-minute breaks, bam, let's go. When the 1 hour breaks, all in. Let's go all in. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. Keep an eye out on that. I will keep you guys up to date inside of our Telegram chat. And pretty much the same I have got for USD CAD. So USD CAD, we are currently in obviously a 1 hour supply control, which as you guys can see from here, if I drop down to the lower time frames, we are in that 1 hour supply control. So what I would like to see is this area be mitigated. We've still got some sort of imbalance. And this low is pretty open. Obviously, it come a bit close. So if the dollar gets there before this, then yes, we could react out of this demand. But for me, I'm not confident enough at reacting out of this demand, because this is my higher low and this is my higher high. So this is my 1 hour higher low and 1 hour higher high. So again, I'm just very wary of buying from here. Just me personally, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but for me personally, I'm very wary of buying here because of this 4 hour demand area with imbalance and this being used as liquidity. So just keep that in mind. And I think that's pretty much what we've got. So we obviously have GBP, JPY. We are very, very close into this demand area. I think we might potentially be creating an inducement now, because it's before New York. So people might be making decisions now to buy this up. They'll have their stop losses below the low. And then we might just get a tapping below to obviously take out their stop loss. Then we'll get a break. And that's when we'll have the true movement up. So that is what I'd be looking for GJ, is still to come in this area. Unless we get a double break and we are actually reacting from a daily demand. So if I just go to the daily, you can obviously see that the daily candle has been met. So we could react from this daily. So if I just mark this daily out and I go down to the 4, you'll be able to see that this is our daily high, daily candle's high, daily candle open. So you can see that we have mitigated that daily candle. So yes, what I'd wait for is from a 1 hour. If we don't want to come into that 4, we are consolidating right now. I would want to see full-on confirmation would be this broke. This next 1 hour supply area would be here. So if you look at this will be a 1 hour supply area. We have this 1 hour supply area that's been mitigated by this. Very clean, the retracement you can see. And then we obviously have this. But from now, let's get rid of this. Let's keep it clean. This is my 1 hour problem 2. Now, my 1 hour problem 1 would be this area here. So if we can, I wouldn't just right now just because it's too close. But I mean, what I'd wait for is if I can get like a break above this 15-minute and then another break above this 15-minute, I would look to potentially buy this up for sure for that double break, but also be aware of this supply zone because the 1 hour still is in supply. So hopefully that makes sense. It is pretty nice, all of these, to be fair. And then pretty much for Euro JPY, I've just started to trade Euro JPY because it's very similar to GJ. And sometimes GJ just like rockets off and I miss it. But as you guys can see, we've got a daily demand area, 4 hour demand area. This is my 4 hour higher low. This is my 4 hour higher high. We are a lot further away than we are compared to GJ. So we could just move out away from here because we have tapped into this some sort of support and resistance, not that I trade it. But as you guys can see from a 1 hour perspective, we are still in control with supply. So I don't like how clean EJ looks at the moment. I would prefer GJ. But as you guys can see, we created this trend. So we come up above, we then started to play out of these supply areas. So we had this supply area here, which was a 1 hour supply. We then had a break, and now our next 1 hour supply area for me would be this here. But remember, if GJ is potentially on its way up, then obviously this isn't really that much of a confident sell. But also that doesn't mean that that's not going to happen, because that is our next 1 hour supply area. So again, if you are more experienced, wait for that change of trend, because there's no saying that GJ, for instance, is just going to carry on up. We could get the reaction from this supply area from here, and we could get the reaction from this supply area from here as well. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for today. A lot of knowledge I've been giving out, this week. Every single week I just try and bring more and more. I obviously will not be as much live next week, but I want you guys to keep interacting on the comments, giving any feedbacks if you are unsure and you want me to cover any sort of kind of video that I can make for you guys that might, the way that I trade, it might give you more confidence. Feel free to obviously reach out. But yeah, guys, give me a follow on Instagram. My @ is the same as what it is on here, @coached by Chambers. I have no other Instagram. If you go to my bio on YouTube on here, you'll be able to see that I have got my free Telegram and also my my Instagram page. So make sure that you guys are following that, because I am going to tell you guys, I'll be truthful. In 2025, I know that I am going to be going, I know that the value that I give, I know that I will go viral. Not to be big-headed, but I know that the value that I bring to, YouTube, I know that eventually this is going to take off massively. And I still want to be able to support you guys who were the ones who, give me that first support, if that makes sense. So please make sure that you guys, are locking in now and basically giving that follow, giving them subscribes, or whatever else it is that you guys need to do. Other than that, I hope you have an amazing Friday. I also hope that you all have an amazing weekend. Take care, guys. God bless.